Hey, Chris here from Finland Mennonite Church. It's Wednesday. Guess what that means? That's right, another session of Midweek Musings, a time where we remind ourselves of one truth from this past week's sermon. Well, hopefully you remember, and hopefully it was a good time feasting with others and maybe even celebrating the outcome. Maybe for some of you, not so much celebrating the outcome, right? Because we talked about feasting and being with others on Super Bowl Sunday, a time where we naturally, as a country, gather with others, generally around food, right? And so hopefully it was a good time for you. But that brings us to remind what the truth was from Sunday's sermon. We talked about how heaven, the reality of heaven, right, is that there will be feasting going on. And in fact, we participate in heavenly feasting anytime we gather people around our table and lead them to Jesus. And I left us with 3 words. I said we need to invite, we need to reflect, and we need to share, right? Invite others, reflect Jesus, and share Christ. And this morning, actually, I was musing, when I was looking at the mirror, thinking about my reflection. It had me thinking about this word I left us with on reflecting Jesus. How do we do that? How do we know who it is that we're reflecting? When we look at ourselves in the mirror, it's obvious to know if our hair is off or if there's something on our face or if something needs to be changed. But what's our mirror to know if we're reflecting Jesus? Well, the entire Bible is filled with ways that we can do this, but I want to encourage you to turn to Colossians chapter 3 and check that out tonight. There are some amazing pointers here from Paul, where he says, if you do these things, you're going to reflect Jesus. And why is that important? Well, because when we interact with others, oftentimes they will interact with Jesus in us and through us. That's what it means to be an ambassador for Christ. Right? And so as we gather people around our table, it's going to be through us. It's going to be through our interactions. It's going to be through what they experience from each of us, any follower of Jesus, to interact with Jesus himself, right? And then as we do that, we share Christ. We talk about why Jesus? Why do we follow Jesus? Why do we surrender to him as Lord? What has he done for us, and what is he doing for us? And so even right now, maybe you're like, well, isn't that kind of strange to interact with a reflection of somebody? Well, let me ask you, has it been strange interacting with a reflection of me? Because it's not me you're talking to. It's my reflection. And so I really pray this week, every time you look in a mirror, you think, who am I reflecting today? Yes, you're going to reflect yourself, but more importantly that, who are you reflecting in your words, in your actions? And hopefully you can remind yourself that we are to reflect Jesus. And so my prayer is that as we gather people around our tables, as we surround ourselves with people, as we interact with others in the areas we live, work, and play, may you reflect Jesus and may you share Christ. And as you do, may God transform you and your areas in powerful, mighty ways. Have a blessed rest of your week.